Welcome to the Cold Summer Podcast. We about to get started shortly. Everybody hit the like button on the way inside. Happy Sunday, happy Sunday. Welcome to the Cold Summer Podcast. Hit the like button on the way inside. We about to get started, man. Hit the like button on the way inside. Welcome to the live stream, Cold Summer Podcast. Hit the like button, my baby. Let's work, let's work. Cold Summer Podcast, about to start up. Let's go. Say what's up on your way inside. Say what's up on your way inside.
What about me would make you think that I care about your opinion of me? Your opinion of me is not the opinion that I have of myself. You ain't make me, so you can't break me. You didn't build me, so you can't kill me. You know what? God established me, so you ain't nothing you can do to me. I've been him. I've been a difference maker, a game changer. I've been that guy. So what will change? Not a darn thing. I'm not even playing the game, and you got an opinion of me. I'm not even on the field. And anything you want to do, but I love it, but I don't care. And I wish the world thought like that. Youngsters, if you're out there right now, do not give a darn what opinions people have of you, long as that opinion is not consistent of that of yourself. You be you. I'm not planning to make you feel good about me. I already feel good about me. I'm good. Message for the youngsters out there and the old school, not old fools.
Yeah. What's up? What's up? What's happening? What's happening, Randy Rand? I see you in the building. Shout out to Roro. I appreciate you coming in early to the Cold Summer Podcast. So let's go ahead and start this thing up, right? What's going on, everybody out there in YouTube world, YouTube land? I am Real Estate J, and
it's gonna be a cold summer.
Welcome to the Cold Summer Podcast. Woo, we back, man. We back. We got a lot. Where's B-Mac? Look at this mess. Yeah, we'll see if B-Mac joined the live stream today. We'll give him a nice little siren if he come on. Listen, man, it's a lot going on, man. We got a full show. We got a full show. I was gonna jump on this thing yesterday, and I said, you know what? I had a lot of things going on. I said, well, I'm gonna get to it Monday. I said, nah. We gonna get to it on this Sunday night. Or Sunday evening. We'll get to it on this Sunday, right? Got Diddy, Cassie. We got to talk about. I'm going to give y'all my perspective. It may be something y'all might expect, and maybe something you may not expect. We got to talk about Will Smith. Oh boy, oh god, oh god. What? Will Smith. I seen brother Bilal, his best friend of it was 36 years. I seen the whole Tasha K interview, and then I'll tell y'all for real how I feel about that as well. Who else we got? Let me see what else I got sitting up over here. I got Diddy. I got Will Smith. I might even bring Megan Thee Stallion to the front of the classroom. I might just bring Megan Thee Stallion to the front of the classroom. And you know what? I got that video in here, and I think I might pull that one up, man, because I think that will kind of go side by side about what's going on right now with this whole show, right? I really haven't labeled the show today. I haven't labeled it yet because I don't really know what to label it, man. But just mess. Like this is just mess, right? I mean, just black heroes. Let me. I'm not really giving y'all my first financial tip before I get into the show. I'm just talking to y'all. The black heroes that we have are just falling.
Sensational.
They are just falling. They are getting exposed. I don't know if there's a plan in place when it comes to certain actors, rappers, or something when they get to a certain level, because it's like when they fall hard, and of course they fall through the legal system. So, a lot of the black OGs are just taking a tumble. I made a Facebook status about it today. Bill Cosby going down, R. Kelly then went down, Diddy going down, Will Smith reputation is gone. And I'm sure we can go on and on and on and on. But it's like, what is going on with these black celebrities, these black OGs? Not my OGs. I'm just speaking in general. So we're going to talk about that, man. I also want to talk about this, right? Yes, I do have the cup again. It's just a very simple cup, right? I'm working on my merchandise, and I think I might follow this particular theme, right? White cup, black letters, goes with the table. Let me say something real quick, because this deserves to be said. Y'all see the color of my sweater? Y'all see the color of the sweater? The Detroit Lions are 8-2. The Detroit Lions are 8-2 right now. And we just had a really, really good game against the Bears. Now, I feel like we should have won that game maybe somewhere in the third quarter. Jared Goff did throw 3 interceptions. What? I was a little mad about what was going on with Jared Goff. But we pulled it off, being down by 12. Fourth quarter, they came, they played, and we won, baby. We won. So as I was thinking about what to wear today, I said, you know what? We gonna wear the Lions colors today, man, because they represented, they did they damn thing. So shout out to the Detroit Lions being 8-2. And I feel like I think we're still like in the top 3 right now, right? Like top teams, yes. Because I think Philadelphia might be above us, and I think there's another team, but I think we got like the top record for sure. So I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm liking what I'm seeing from them Lions. I'm like, okay. Now I'm not screaming Super Bowl just yet. I'm not. But I am liking what I'm seeing. Randy Rand said, "Go Lions." And so I had to represent today, man. So today we got the Lions hoodie on, color hoodie on. And we gonna do our thing, man. We gonna do our thing. We gonna take our time today on Sunday. All right. Now y'all gotta bear with me. We gotta take our time. It's Sunday. It's a chill day. I'm not normally trying to work on a Sunday, but we working on a Sunday, and so we gonna have some fun. All right. So let me set some things up real quick. I know what I'm gonna tell y'all first. A nice financial tip, and then we'll get into all this mess that y'all want to talk about. You know what? I'm actually gonna add this to it. This might make that person mad, whoever made this content, but we gotta throw this in there. All right. All right, 1 second. So let me move everything over to my screen here. And I want to bring up this. Nope, not that one. Give y'all a quick tip right there. All right. Let's get to it. Let me share something with y'all real quick, man, before we start getting into all this mess, right? I like to talk strategies. I like to start the show with something positive, and I like to end the show with something positive. And in the middle of that show, we'll have some mess, we'll have some garbage, but we got to start it how we end it. So let's talk about authorized users. Let me tell y'all something. For people out there right now that are looking to increase your credit profile, right? One thing you got to do is you have to find out how to become an authorized user on someone's credit card. All right? What do I mean by that? What do I mean by this? Now, an authorized user is the cheat code to increasing your credit score and your credit profile. What this means is if you know someone with a really good credit score and takes care of their credit cards, you want to find out, hey, can I be an authorized user on one of your cards? You won't get an actual credit card. You just piggyback off of their credit report for that particular card. All right. So if you are out there and you're like, hey man, I really want to increase my credit score, I just want to figure out what I got to do. One thing I would suggest you to do is to find out who you know that has a good credit score and ask them, can I be an authorized user on your card? And all you're going to need is your social security number. Okay. Let me just fix this up real quick. Boo. Yeah. So you're going to become an authorized user on their card. I use this particular strategy. I'll tell you guys how I use this strategy. I use this strategy with my pops. My pops has really good credit score. He takes care of his cards. And when I was like 18, 19 years old, he added me as an authorized user. So I encourage you all to find someone in your family, even a friend, right? If you call yourselves a friend, you should be helping that person. Find out if they take care of their cards. Check their, hey, do you got good payment history on this credit card, bro, or sis? And if she does, say, hey, man, can I be an authorized user on that card? You can always get taken off that card later on. But in the meantime, in between time, while you're working on your credit, you can piggyback off of their card. Again, you won't get a credit card. You just get the benefit from their payment history. That's all you need. That's all you need. All right. I've used this particular strategy. I actually have my wife on as an authorized user on my cards. So for y'all out there that want to show, act like I'm just like a woman basher, one thing I did when me and my wife got together, once we had that financial talk, which we did not have a financial talk while we were boyfriend and girlfriend.
Sensational.
I gave y'all that advice before. Stop talking finances, y'all boyfriend and girlfriend. Once we became married, I added her as an authorized user on my credit cards, and that helped her to also obtain credit cards and stuff like that, right? So looking to becoming an authorized user on a credit card of someone that you know. All right. That's not a hack. It's somewhat of a secret, but it's essential. And for example, whenever you're going through a situation, and let's say you got the capital, meaning the money, but then you don't have the credit, but then your partner has the credit, there's a way that you can always find a credit partner somewhere and say, hey man, can I be an authorized user on your card? There's no harm, no foul in being an authorized user, right? Again, that person doesn't get a card. They just get to piggyback off of your good payment history. That's it. This is the same thing I'm planning on doing for my daughters. Once they get to probably like in their teens, right? I'm going to start adding them as authorized users on the credit cards that have high balances and that are paid every month. And I'm going to let them piggyback off of it so that they have credit when they start their journey. All right. There you go. That's good information for you, right? That's good information for you. Now, let me bring this down real quick because we didn't got that out the way. And now we go talk about what y'all want to talk about. What y'all want to talk about? Y'all want to talk about Will Smith or y'all want to talk about Diddy first? Who y'all want to talk about first? Shout out to the people on Facebook right now showing me love. You know what? Diddy's going to be the main topic. Diddy will be the main topic, right? We're going to bring up Will Smith. All right? Oh, my gosh. There is so much in this interview with Will Smith and brother Bilal. All right. So let me see. I'm actually gonna pull this one back up from my last live stream. Let's hold on. Let's see where we can get here. Hold on. Let me maximize that. Bam. All right, let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into it. So, this is Will Smith,
Sensation.
his best friend Bilal, that's been friends with him for 30-some years. This Tasha K interview, I watched the whole thing, right? It was a Sunday, it was a chill, watched the whole thing. And I got to tell y'all whether I believe this man or if I think he's lying. And my first question always goes to motivation, right? I got to know the motivation on why in the world you would be friends with him for 30-something years and all of a sudden you want to tell it all, right? I mean, obviously there had to have been something done to him. You don't just do this for no reason, right? I think there's a money play from what I've heard already. It has to be something money related. He didn't get the money he wanted. And now he's like, you know what? I'm just going to air it out. He's working on his own book. So that's been confirmed that he said in the interview. So now he's working on his own book. He's going off the Will and Jada, story. So now this is his motive. His motive is the book, right? So now what happens here is, do I believe the things that he's saying even though they may sound believable? Okay. And I got to tell y'all, I don't think this man is lying. I don't think this man is lying. And I want to, but when I listen to him, right, and you got to watch it if you want to watch it, like, he seems to be an honest person. A lot of the things that were speculated, he really brought context and details to them to why they were brought out in the first place. And I think he's saying some true stuff. Now, I don't know if everything that he's saying is true, but if I had to gauge from that interview with Tasha K, it's a strong 90. It's a strong high 90% chance that this man was telling the truth. I just believe so. He exposed a lot of things. He talked about not just the Dwayne Martin and Will Smith thing, which he said that they basically were, doing acts on one another, right? He talked about Tasha Campbell. So some of you may not know who Tasha Campbell is. That's Gina from Martin. He talks about a little bit about their situation because he says that he is friends with Tasha Campbell and how Dwayne Martin was to her, how he beat her and all type of stuff, man. But he literally just confirmed everything that we think about Will Smith and what we've been saying. He's confirmed it. He's confirmed it. He's confirmed it, the sexuality part of it. He confirmed the relationship part of it with Jada Pinkett Streets, how Jada Pinkett pretty much controls the situation. This man, how do I say this? This man says that Jada Pinkett Streets uses a strap-on at times on Will Smith. And the swinger thing is true. And the way that they do this is it's agreed upon with Will that, hey, if, as long as I know what's going on, it's fine. He talks about Jada Pinkett Streets basically stepping out on that agreement, doing things with Mark Anthony. He talks about, he mentioned someone else, but Mark Anthony, when he was married to J-Lo, catching them in the act, Will walking through the door, putting hands on Jada Pinkett Streets.
Sensational.
And Jada Pinkett Streets had to literally, get her face reconstructed and never went to the hospital and made a makeshift hospital at home. This thing right here is an absolute garbage relationship that they're running. He's confirmed how him and Jada were never friends. They were never good friends. right? He talks about how she was, how Will was. He talks about Will, how he was with his first wife and his first child, right? And I just believe that this man is telling the truth. He stays out of the country, so you can't really, try to get him because he's out of the country, right? Your U.S. law and your NDAs can't really work that well when someone's out of the country. So this is a different situation. Most of the time, people can't speak out because they sign a non-disclosure agreement. That's an NDA. And it literally says where they can't speak about that person, speak bad about that person. Like your man Diddy, who we'll get to, has on a bunch of people, but he's out of country. He's out of the country. So how you gonna subpoena this man? That's U.S. law, right? He laid it all the way out, man. He laid it all the way out. And from what I've gathered from this interview is not only do we already know that this is a sick relationship, right? Which it is a sick relationship. It's demonic, right? This is a demonic relationship that they got going on. And there's a lot of things about Will that were confirmed. And there's a lot of problems there. There's a lot of problems there. He talks about the 6 Degrees of Separation movie, how he prepared for that movie, how when he was on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the guy's name was Benny Madick, Benny something. His name was Benny, and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was basically based off this guy named Benny, who was on set a lot. And when Bilal came on set after not seeing Will for a while, the guy Benny told Will, like, hey, I'm going to come see you, and smirked and kissed his lips to him. And Will Smith kissed the man right there on the set. And Brother Bilal was like, he was thrown off. He didn't know what to do. And nobody did nothing. So what I'm saying here is this. This relationship, from what I got from Brother Bilal, and I want to say the man is lying, but then I want to say that, man, a lot of this stuff is true. Like the way that he described those stories in detail with who, the dates, it seemed to be true. It seemed to be very, very true. I don't know what's next for this man because, I know people will be after him, but I guess him staying out of the country is his way of being safe. But he exposed the mess out of the Smith family. And here's where I'm going to get to, right? So now that I done told y'all all this, it's a lot of that mess that we've been hearing about them, about Jada Pinkett Streets and Will Smith, a lot of it is true. Basically from this interview. The stuff you've been hearing about them swinging, the stuff you've been hearing about, Will being, he calls himself bi, but doing stuff with men, he's confirmed that, right? He's confirmed a lot of the weird things that they do with other celebrities. He even talked about Diddy and J-Lo in this particular interview, trying to do stuff together. And somebody, I think Diddy got mad or somebody got mad. It's just a bunch of stuff. But here's what I'm going to get to. Jada Pinkett Streets, right? She has tried to destroy this man, Will Smith. She has tried to destroy him. And she's the main one now, after this guy who's coming out with his book, is trying to now discredit this guy and stand up for Will Smith. Man, let me pull up a video. I'm glad I got this platform. Let me pull this up so y'all can see.
So are y'all living together?
It's just this beautiful connection. We will.
Mm-hmm. Look at that.
Not right now.
But you will.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Why do you say that with such assurance?
Clarity.
Because that's what it's going to be.
That's where it's headed.
Yeah.
And you both are on that page.
Yeah. And, but right now, I really do enjoy my space.
Yeah.
I've been living
alone.
I'm alone.
Listen, do y'all hear that? Do y'all hear what she's saying? Right now, I'm telling y'all that this Brother Bilal guy has pretty much laid it all the way out. They got their own little rules they run in. Jada Pinkett Street's beats doing, she says anything with all these other men. Listen to what she's saying. Listen.
I am my mother's only child.
Yeah.
Right? And so having this time that I've had to myself has been fantastic. Just to get to know me, even to have my house exactly how I want it. I don't have to be like, well, what color do you want this wall? You know what I mean? I can just do it.
You're the chooser.
I'm the chooser.
You're the chooser.
Right.
So when you imagine your life back together, because I'm sure you've seen it, how does that look to you?
We don't know yet.
You'll build that.
We'll build that. And it'll be
here's-
something new.
So are y'all living together?
It's just this beautiful connection.
So what I get and what I gather from this, when I watch Brother Bilal talk about this stuff with Tasha K, which I know is messy, and I hear this clip, this woman is in full control of the relationship. Full control. She controls everything. Right? I'm sorry to say this, and I know we're not supposed to be labeling people when it comes to, a person, but this woman, Jada Pinkett Streets, is straight up pure evil. Pure evil. I mean, this lady has absolutely no direction. All she wants to do is just destroy. That's all she knows. And then the fact that she's saying, yeah, we'll get together, she's thinking that, hey, I'm in control. Listen.
We will.
Look at that.
Not right now.
But you will.
This lady is lying, bro.
So
Listen.
are y'all living together?
It's just this beautiful connection. We will.
Probably, and then you know what? We will. No. Is the answer yes or is the answer no? No. She's lying, bro. And Brother Bilal talks about how she's just a straight up liar, which we already know that about Jada Pinkett Streets. We know you stay lying. Why you lying?
Look at that.
Not right now.
But you will.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna
Oh
stop.
yeah. That's
Why do you say that with such assurance?
Clarity.
She doesn't know.
Because that's what it's gonna be.
Look to the left.
That's where it's headed.
Yeah.
And you both are on that page.
Yeah, and but right now I really do enjoy my space.
Yeah.
Y'all hear that? Are you guys gonna get together? Probably. You know what? Yes. But you know what? I really do like my space. So wait a minute. I mean, y'all supposed to be together. Y'all supposed to be married. Yeah, you can like your space, but does that mean that you just don't, like, y'all not in a relationship? Like, what are y'all doing? I like my space too. I go create my space. I'm married as well. But does that mean I just tell my wife, all right, so we just gonna be I'm gonna put you on the back burner for right now, and I'll come back to the marriage when I'm ready to go to it, when I'm ready to come to it. But right now, I just like my space so much. What this is telling you is she likes being able to I was gonna say something real bad. She likes to go out there and have fun with other men. That's what this alone time means.
I've been living
alone.
I am my mother's only child.
Yeah.
Right?
That ain't got nothing to do with anything. Nobody asked you about your childhood.
And so having this time that I've had to myself has been fantastic. Just to get to know me, even to have my house exactly how I want it. I don't have to be like, well, what color do you want this wall?
And what woman do you know that's asking a man, hey, what color should I do this? Hey, should I go get this painting? Well, most real men, they don't care about what a woman does to the house. I mean, we don't really care about that. As long as you ain't out there running the whole entire bill up and we broke.
You know what I mean? I can just do it.
You're the chooser.
I'm the chooser.
You're the chooser.
Right.
So when you imagine
She definitely be choosing, that's for sure. Oh, she's definitely choosing. She choosing all the time. She's a chooser. Yes, she's a chooser. So my point of showing this video is this, right? A lot of things that my man was talking about with Tasha K just confirms how we see Jada Pinkett Streets moving. She knows that she has a weak man. She controls this guy. And she will continue to control him because she knows she has somebody, right? And that's just the way she's going to be. She's going to say, hey, I'm in full control of this relationship. Will Smith lets me. And Will Smith, as much as everybody wants to love him, He's a soft man. He's a feminine guy, and he's not strong enough. He doesn't have enough security in himself to step up and become a man and tell Jada Pinkett Streets to sit down. Somehow she's found a way to be the main one in the forefront. But while she's tearing down this man's name, here comes his best friend of 30-something years that now creates a book, just like you created a book, Jada Pinkett Streets. But then you want to go on the Breakfast Club. You want to make a video talking about we suing. All of a sudden, you want to try to save the relationship. All of a sudden, right? How do you tear them down and then try to bring them up at the same time? That is not how this works. This all started because of Jada Pinkett Streets. All of this started because of Jada Pinkett Streets. The only reason why we started knowing so much about Will Smith and we start figuring out, oh man, Will is doing this. Oh man, Will is soft, and we start calling him simp, is because of this lady right here. She is the leader of the Will Smith, what do you want to call it? Smear campaign. And she did it with a smile. This woman did it with a smile. And somebody else comes out, and all of a sudden she wants to be the first one in the forefront again, telling him, oh, we suing. Why isn't it that Will Smith is coming out and speaking for his own self? Why is it that you the one coming out, jumping on the camera, talking about what you're about to do? And this is why I think that this is true, right? Follow me, y'all. This is why I think that when my man, Brother Bilal, is saying it's true. Because when something isn't true, you don't react very quickly. If somebody tells me, hey, man, I seen Jay the other day, and Jay was wearing, I don't know, Jay was wearing a straight pink outfit, all pink outfit. Okay. It was a flamboyant pink outfit he had on. I'm not going to respond to that because I didn't wear that. But if I wanted to cover my name, I'm going to jump in front of everybody and say, no, it wasn't pink. It wasn't pink. It was like a salmon color, because now I feel like embarrassed and I feel like I need to speak for myself. So I'm going to speak up. If it's not true, I don't speak at all. And that's why I think that this is true. She came out literally within 2 days, went onto the Breakfast Club to clear this whole thing up. And then said we suing to TMZ. That's why I think it's true. And then when I heard what Brother Bilal had to say with Tasha K and how he was bringing out the receipts, I'm like, yo, I think this is true, bro. I was like, I think that this is true. I really do. And like I said, man, I try to be real, reserved when I hear information for the first time. But I really believe this is all true. Based off of how Jada Pinkett Streets reacted and how quickly she just started going on podcasts and trying to speak up and say this stuff ain't true. Because she knows it's true. She knows it. All right? She knows it. All right. That's Jada Pinkett Streets, man. And Brother Bilal. Let me jump here real quick. I want to play something real quick, man. This is Megan Thee Stallion. And I want to get to this too. Let's listen. Okay, let me set this up. So this is what we're about to listen to is a guy named Party, who was her boyfriend for a few years, right? I believe, I'm not even going to say the dates, but they were dating for a couple years, right? And they broke up, and he made a song responding to Megan Thee Stallion. I guess she made a song saying like he was doing stuff with girls in her bed or whatever. But it talks about Tory Lanez and why she lied about the whole thing, about Tory Lanez. The whole Tory Lanez case was a debacle. Like, it was just misinformation everywhere. She was lying here, lying there. She straight up was lying. So now what we're going to listen to is a song by Party, which sounds kind of cold. And he talks about it. And then we go break it down, right? So let me go ahead, full screen it, let y'all listen to it, and we'll react to it.
Tags for the
Did you have an intimate relationship with him?
Like sexual?
Yeah. Did you, Megan? Did you have a sexual relationship with Tory Lanez? Yes, that's my question.
I didn't have a sexual relationship with Tory.
So why do you think?
Cap. Straight cap, bro. This right here is straight cap. You mean to tell me you was messing around with all these other rappers and doing all this other stuff, but you ain't do nothing with Tory Lanez? Really? Really? We all knew that was a lie. We all knew that was a lie. And she went on there with Gayle King to spew this whole thing to people and tell us a bunch of lies, right? Another, and this, I'm not making this a woman thing, right? But another woman who comes in and starts lying. And what happens here is people start believing that. They start believing what she's saying, even though she says something in the court of law. So she comes and gets the public opinion, gets everybody behind their back, because nobody really cares a week after today. And they just say, well, she said that they didn't do nothing, so, oh, man, he's a monster. And this man has to serve 10 years in jail. He got to serve 10 years. We don't know what happened that day. It was so much stuff going on, it seemed like, in that car. Let's get to the rest of it. But it makes me upset because if she was up there lying to us on national TV, what else did she lie about in that courtroom? Let's get to the rest of it. So Megan Thee Stallion, we got to talk about it, y'all. We got to talk about it. We got to talk about this. This is a man that was with her for some years. And what he's telling you is, I basically stuck by this girl's side while she was doing dirt and lying to me. Went on Gayle King, lied to the world, and told them she was never messing with him sexually, but then told her boyfriend, yes, they were. The song goes into a lot of other things. It's a 4-minute long, like, diss song, and he talks about it all. Now, this is a man who was standing up for her during those few years. He was always standing up for her, like you should, right, for your girl. He went up against the baby. The baby said, I had literally smashed your girl before the day she got shot by Tory Lanez when they were supposed to be together, meaning Party and Megan. And Party came up and stood up for his girl and then went to go toe-to-toe with the baby and a bunch of other artists that she said she wasn't messing with, that she was messing with. So this is another man who gets straight up embarrassed trying to defend a woman, trying to get behind the wrong woman. And this man is up here looking foolish during them years because Megan Thee Stallion lying to this man. Straight up lying to this guy. And he finally comes out. But you know what? You know what sucks though? It's too late. It's too late.
Sensational.
Because now Tory Lanez is already in jail for 10 years. Right? Megan Thee Stallion is who knows where. Her music ain't even popping no more. It's water under the bridge. It's water under the bridge. The damage is done. Black man already locked up in jail, in prison, gone. You got finessed too, party. Sorry to say, but you got finessed. And now she going on with some soccer player now. Now she was some soccer player. Not a soccer player looking to be finessed. The damage is done. Megan Thee Stallion has already done the damage. That's it. If she don't do nothing else no more, she's done her part in damaging another man. And that's it. Right? I don't know if Tory Lanez did anything. Right? Could be for my man B. Hold on. Shout out to my man B Mac in the building. He said could be for publicity to bring her name back up. I don't think so. It sounds like the party and the Megan Thee Stallion girl, they parted. They no longer together. She's dating some soccer player and he's with some other girl. But I don't understand, man, because Tory Lanez has made some cold ass music. All right, like I heard the Alone, the prom, Alone at Prom was dope, but now he has to go to jail, and we don't really know what happened. I'm still on. We don't know what happened that day that she supposedly was shot. Well, she was shot in the foot. She was shot in the foot, but by who? Because the stories that we heard from the courtroom, they literally said the whole thing was a mess. They said she was up there lying. Me and Megan Thee Stallion and her stories was crisscrossing. Which one is it? Now, Party comes out with a song and he's like, hey, I've been with this girl for some years, basically. I've been rocking with her and she's been embarrassing me and she's a liar. Let's play it one more time so y'all can get the full song, man. I'm going to stop it a couple times just so I don't get copyrighted. That particular one that he just mentioned was a producer that she was messing with that she said she wasn't. And he ended up having, meeting him and working with the guy. And she smashed him and he up there, saying what up to him and stuff. So that was a different incident. So that's the one guy. Oh, this is a thing, bro. This the wrong woman. Now he got saved, but this the wrong woman, bro. You the wrong woman you about to propose to. You better be glad that you didn't.
You and I had picked out a ring. Then you lied in my face. Went on TV and then lied to Gayle King.
There we go.
I found out with the.
And
Did you have an intimate relationship with him?
like sexual?
Yeah. Did you, Megan, did you have a sexual relationship with Tory Lanez? Yes, that's my question.
I didn't have a sexual relationship with Tory.
So why do you think?
I'm gonna play the rest of it, but you see what I'm saying? She don't even know how to answer the question. She pausing. She don't know what to say. We know that you had a sexual relationship with Tory Lanez. We know it. Why you lying? This is the ex-boyfriend of Megan Thee Stallion who made a song. And it's a dope song, by the way. It's a pretty dope song. So, I think he might be trailing the truth. He said, no, he better be glad he found out who she is, or who she was, because some women good at hiding who they truly are. Facts, my brother. Facts. And you know what the thing is that sucks, man, is that sometimes we don't really know. We really don't. As men. We don't really know. Like the woman could be lying to you. She could be sneaking like it sounds like she was doing, and he trying to be faithful to her and just got caught in the crossfire. Right? And would have married her, all the red flags would have been ignored, and he wouldn't have noticed them until things got real bad. And then, listen, a lot of us have been in a situation. Then we start replaying those situations and start saying, damn, this happened, that happened. This is probably what really happened. And then it starts to unravel. So he, like you said, he's better be glad he found out the truth before he was about to go knee deep in her because, we'll pause, because he was ready to buy a ring. He was ready to pretty much start this whole life with her. And she lying. Not to mention it's a little bit deeper of a story because she ends up messing with a lot of other rappers in the industry that I guess she was messing with while they were together. She ended up going out of town for like a couple of days, like out of the country for a couple of days. Didn't call him at all. And then she tried to say he cheated on her, which, I mean, I'm not in nobody's bedroom, so I don't know what's going on. But it sounds like, and I have believed that Megan Thee Stallion was lying, right? And once you're lying, I believe you're a liar. And I think she was lying, And you know what, man? All right, I'm going to say it right here. I think it's unfortunate that Tory Lanez is in jail, bro. And sis, I think it's unfortunate. I don't know what happened that day, right? But something tells me there was something else involved that wasn't talked about, and Tory Lanez had to take the brunt of it, and unfortunately he had to be the bystander. All right, I think. I don't know. Some people say he did it, but we always want to villainize the guy, though, and we got to be careful of that because in the media, like everybody wants to villainize the man first. And when you villainize the man first, it's very hard to come back from that, right? It's very hard to come back from that whole situation. Because once that man's reputation is tarnished, it's like hard to get it back. So, I don't know. I think Megan Thee Stallion straight up was lying. And the ex-boyfriend is confirming it. He's confirming it. So, man, that's rough, man. And where is Megan Thee Stallion? You know what I'm saying? Where is she? She done faded away. She came onto the scene. She was hot. And all of a sudden, she done faded away. Right? Right after before Tory Lanez went away, her music just started to go on a decline. Her music ain't coming out and being hot no more. I mean, I think she might be able to make maybe another hot song, but her name is not the same. Right? Her name is not the same. All right? Let me talk to y'all about these fallen black heroes, man. Let me bring this down. Right? Because this is crazy. What do I want to play? Here, I'll do this real quick. Cause I really want to talk about this. And again, this is on a Sunday, right? It's a Sunday, so I want to kick it with y'all. You know what? This will work. Let me kick it with y'all, man. Black heroes. Well, these are not my heroes. Again, let me preface this by saying this. They getting exposed left and right. They are getting exposed left and right out here. Okay. Will Smith going down. Will Smith's name is, to me, officially tarnished. Do I think that he can come back from this? I think that Will Smith can probably, come out with another movie, right? And I think people will actually go out and watch a movie from Will Smith, right? I think many people will. But I think his reputation, personally, is tarnished. After that best friend came out and said what he had to say, what Jada Pinkett Streets has been saying for the last few years,
Sensational.
Will Smith is just about done. Just about done. Right? He could pull a Chris Brown, and become relevant again with one or two hit movies. Because you remember, we didn't think Chris Brown was ever coming back from doing what he did, and it's water under the bridge now. Right? Will Smith could be the same way. Possibly. If he comes out with one or two really, really good movies, Will Smith could possibly be back in the game. But anything on a personal level, people like, hey, we ain't rocking with you on that. But I think he's done, though. Diddy? You know what? Let's get into it. Let's get into it, y'all. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We are going to slow cook this real quick. And when I say slow cook, what I mean by that is normally, through the week, I'm getting through my stuff, right? I'm normally getting through it as far as my live streams. I spend like a few minutes on it and I'm off. We're going to spend some time on this. Diddy. This is not the end of Diddy, by the way, y'all. I hope y'all know that. This is only the beginning of what's about to happen to P. Diddy. There is about to be coming, and mark my words here on the Cold Summer Podcast, there's going to be a line of other lawsuits that come right after Cassie. A line of lawsuits that come right after Cassie. This man, P. Diddy, gets hit with all those charges. I have to summarize it with S assault, with graping, right? Physical abuse and everything else by Cassie. Lawsuit goes out, goes publicized. It gets publicized everywhere. And 1 day later, Diddy settles a $30 million lawsuit. We don't know what the number is yet. It started off at $30 million and now it's settled. It's settled. Let's get into this because there's a reason why I believe he settled, and we'll get into it. But let's get to this video right here. Right? Let's get to this video right here. In fact, I'm going to let y'all see it. I'm going to put it on the bigger screen because I remember when he made this speech, I remember it was all over the internet and stuff. But now I can put it in context.
By highlighting Diddy's acceptance speech at the 2022 BET Awards when he shouted out Cassie for holding him down in dark times.
Also Cassie for holding me down in the dark times. Love.
Now this sounds more, now that I look at it from a different lens, this and let me put this in context. They were out of a relationship at this point for about 4 years, I believe, or 3 to 4 years at this point. Diddy and Cassie were not together when he made this speech. She was already married and had at least one child out already, right? Because she's got 2 children with this new guy. So you know what this means? I feel like this was a message to her, right? They settled for $12 million? Is that how much they settled for? $12 million? Oh, y'all might have just heard it first. It was $12 million they settled for? Oh, man. Oh, man. All right. So this speech was made after they've been together. This sounds more of like it kind of sounds like a threat. It sounds like a threat But let's get to it.
It's Black Friday.
Man. See, y'all gonna do these
at
ads
Pandora
on
Jewelry.
but that sounded more like a threat more than it sounded like a thank you, right? So let's go through it again, and then let's go through the list of allegations that's going on.
Diddy's acceptance speech at the 2022 BET Awards when he shouted out Cassie for holding him down in dark times.
Also Cassie for holding me down in the dark times. Love.
At that time, most people thought Diddy was just corny for shouting out Cassie since she was already married to Alex Fine and had 2 children. However, this shout-out sounds more like a threat, and Cassie's lawsuit states that the truth is that Cassie was held down by Mr. Combs and endured over a decade of his violent behavior and disturbed demands. The lawsuit then goes on to list a number of disturbing acts that Cassie claims that Diddy essayed her in her home.
All right. Let's get to it. So, $12 million. All right, I'm gonna keep that in perspective. So let's get to what possibly was done, right? And I'm going to tell y'all if I believe Cassie or not, all right? Now, it says Cassie was Miss Ventura in her own home. She tried to leave him. Okay, so saying Diddy often punched her, kicked her, stomped her, basically just abused her, right? Blew up a man's car after he learned that he was romantically interested in Cassie. Do y'all know who that man was that they said was possibly car blown up? Kid Cudi. It was confirmed by Cudi. He said it was all true. So Kid Cudi's car was blown up in 2012 or 2014 when Diddy thought that Cassie was interested in Kid Cudi. Guess there was some conversations going on. Kid Cudi stayed in LA. I think Kanye also stayed in LA too, not too far away. Found out that I guess she may have went over there, whatever it may be, and he blew up my man's car in his own driveway. Diddy did this. This part is confirmed. You know what else is that they're saying that he did? We'll say allegedly, right? We'll just throw the word allegedly in there. The allegedly is through the whole thing. That he hung Wale over a balcony. He hung Wale over a balcony. Blew up Kid Cudi's car. This man is straight mafia mode. Like, y'all don't understand. I'm a mob buff. Like, I watch the movies. I know the history. I know them all, right? You know what I'm saying? Vincent Chin Gigante, all the way to John Gotti, to your man, Carlos Gambino. Like, I know them all. I study them. I got like this little slight fascination with them. This is mob type stuff that he's doing in real life, right? Appreciate you, B-Mac. Yes, send me that video on IG. I definitely appreciate it. Anybody, you see a video, you want to send it to me, I'm on Real Estate J Jones. Jones is spelled with the Z on Instagram. Hit me up there. Send me a video. I love to react to it. Yes, man. Mob type stuff going on. So, blew up a man's car after he learned that he was romantically interested in Cassie, right? Let me get y'all closer. Forced Cassie to engage in acts, right? Y'all grown. With male workers while filming the interactions. Like, bro, this is sick. All right. Ran out of his apartment with the firearm in pursuit of a rival industry executive who he learned was nearby. This was about Kanye. Right? Record executive, Kanye, good music. This was about when she believed, I guess she may have went by the man's house or had some conversations with Kanye. Either way, Kanye was threatened by Diddy. All right. Demanded that Cassie to carry Diddy's firearm in her purse just to make her uncomfortable and demonstrate how dangerous he is, and introduce Cassie to a lifestyle of excessive alcohol and substance, and required her to procure illicit prescriptions to satisfy his addictions. Cassie and Sean in 2005, when she was 19 years old, he was 37. So can we first start off with the fact that we already know he was a 37-year-old man talking to a 19-year-old girl. What? Whoa. I told y'all we go slow cook this today, right? He was a 37-year-old man with 19-year-old Cassie. Problem and red flag numero uno. Numero uno. That's a problem. This man is almost 40 years old dating a girl that just got into college. Just fresh out of high school. That's problem number one. Right? Not to mention, let me slow cook this with y'all. I told you, we slow cooking it today, right? When I found out about Cassie, and to this day, I love Ryan Leslie's music. See, I know about Ryan Leslie. I'm not just making these talking points that people are talking about right now on YouTube. I listened to Ryan Leslie back in 2008, 2009, all the way up to like 2015. I was a big Ryan Leslie fan, right? When I was going to make my studio and I was creating my studio in my parents' house, I was watching Ryan Leslie videos. And I used to watch the Addiction video, how he made the beats and then all that stuff and how he was working with Cassie. And how he really loved Cassie and they were like in a relationship. And all of a sudden, she was stolen by Diddy, basically, right? Because Next Election was the name of his brand, his record label, which I believe was in Bad Boy Records, or they were trying to come together. Long story short, the Me and You record is produced and everything touched by Ryan Leslie. That Me and You is by him and by Ryan Leslie. And she was stolen by Diddy. Contract pretty much just gone from Next Election. And Ryan Leslie was devastated. We're talking about a musical genius in Ryan Leslie. Was destroyed by Diddy. He took Cassie, and that was it. And he could not talk much about Diddy because obviously, I believe Next Election was under Bad Boy Records or somehow, some way they were affiliated. So he couldn't say much. But he said, I love her as a person. I love her music. And he told Vlad, that's all I could say. Right? B-Max says Diddy is a menace. Right? That makes me wonder what he used to do to Kim. We go slow cook, man. I'm getting to that. We getting to that, right? That just makes me wonder, what he could have did to Kim, right? Kim Porter. So that's what he did with Ryan Leslie, my man Ryan Leslie, and pretty much just stripped him of Cassie and everything that they had on a personal level and on a music level. Diddy took him. There's an interview online. I remember watching this video years ago when Ryan Leslie met with Diddy and they were talking about merging and stuff like that. And you could just see the look in Diddy's eyes and how controlling he was. Cassie was in the room. Ryan Leslie was in the room. Diddy was in the room with his whole management. You could just tell the demeanor that Diddy had, which was controlling. Okay? So now, can I bring y'all up to speed on what I think is going on? I do think that this is a money grab. Here's why I say this. But two things can be true at the same time. I need you to listen to this. Cassie got with this guy named Alex back in 2018. Okay? She separated from Diddy in 2018, right? Separated. So all that time they were together, I think like 11, 12 years. She separated back in 2018. Met this guy named Alex. I forgot what he does. Oh, Alex was a personal trainer that was hired by Diddy to train Cassie. And somehow, some way, they then found a way to have a relationship together. I don't know how they managed to do this without Alex getting hurt. But Diddy hired a personal trainer, Alex. And now Alex and Cassandra, who was Cassie, ended up becoming official in 2018. So she got away from Diddy around that time. They have gotten married and they have 2 kids together. Okay. But this lawsuit is from 2023.
Sensational.
Y'all don't see nothing wrong with the dates? Y'all don't see nothing wrong with the dates here? She got with him in 2018. They end up getting married. They end up having their first child, I think like a year and a half after. Then they got a second child. And you know what else I believe that happened? I think there was an expiration on the NDA. I have to look further into this, but there was an expiration date on the NDA, non-disclosure agreement, that your high-profile people are going to have you sign so you can't talk about them in a bad way or discuss the events that happened at that particular time, was expiring or expired. And so Diddy tried to offer her more money to shut up. But instead, she decided to file a lawsuit. So I think this is a money grab. Very strongly believe that it is by Cassie. Very, very strongly believe that it's by Cassie. But you know what? She may deserve more. What? Because if these things were done to her, even some of these things were done to her, she deserves more from Diddy. I mean, this lady is probably scarred for life. No, not probably. Cassie is scarred for life by Diddy. And she deserves way more than that. But what she has started is she has opened up Pandora's box on Diddy. And it's going to be a long line of lawsuits coming that will pull Diddy down. Watch what I tell you, okay? So now that we understand that they dated in 2018, she got married to the personal trainer that Diddy hired, which was a little different, all right? Separated herself totally from Diddy in 2018. Met Alex, personal trainer, kids, married, cool. Lawsuit in 2023. A day after the lawsuit, because it gets public, Diddy settles. These are some real serious allegations, bro, that are pushed onto you. This all got pushed onto you, and you settled? Now listen, just like I said about Will Smith and how Jada came out real quick trying to defend, if something's not the truth, you can then defend the truth. But if you know it's worse, if that opens up other issues, then you hurry up and throw the money out. That's what Diddy did. Diddy did this. He said, hey, Diddy, here go the book right here. And he said, you know what? Throw the money out. Just give her the money. Just give it how much you want. It was confirmed from Brandon, and I'm going to look it up myself. He said it was $12 million, right? So potentially a $12 million settlement. It's a big difference from $30 million, though. Pretty big difference. So that's why I think it's a money grab, because if she would have went for more, but he just gave her at least 13, which he probably figures I won, but he didn't. He didn't. There's been a lot of smoke around Diddy's name for quite some time, and this just solidifies a lot of the smoke that was going on with him and Cassie. But it's going to open up so many other things that happen. So, back to Cassie. We'll talk about Cassie and then we'll talk about Diddy, right? Because B-Mac just brought up a great point about Kim Porter. So, if you've been married and you have 2 kids with this person, why sue 4 years later, right? Why not sue at the time that you got out of the relationship in 2018? That would have been a perfect time to get out of it because you were freshly out of that relationship, right? And You could recall a lot of information. There's one thing that she says in here that he beat her so bad that she has memory loss. And so then it's like, well, as a lawyer, I would say, well, if you have memory loss, how can you remember these things? And then I would then contest your memory. But it would have been more fresh at the time. It's not fresh right now. It's years later. So I do believe it's a money grab. Okay? You just can't convince me that it's not. Right? Because there was a statement she said that she basically was doing it for other people so they can speak out. And maybe that's partly true by her, but she also wanted the money. Right? Let's be honest. Like, Cassie isn't making any top songs anytime soon. Right? Unfortunately, she was robbed of probably all of her prime great musical years by Diddy.
Sensational.
Right? She was robbed of all of that. I think she was in a couple movies. She was in Step Up 2, right? From what I was reading, I'd never seen the movie. And she was in another movie that I think was better than that. But I think her time is past for her to make any money. And so she's going after Diddy for his money. But here's where I'm going to get to it. Yes, we slow cooking, man. She might be entitled to more. You know? You heard that Jay Versace said about what Diddy did to him. Jay Versace. I never even heard of Jay Versace. No, I did not. Please let me know, man. Please let me know. Someone just said Jay Versace. Wait, is this a little kid? Jay Versace exposes Diddy. On TikTok? Tell me if it's on TikTok, because then I can pull it up. She's entitled to more. I mean, if somebody damages you like that, even partly, you deserve a lot, right? And Diddy controlled a 19-year-old girl when he was 37 years old, right? Listen, I still use a calculator even when I do real estate, so I'm still gonna do it now. 18 years. This man is 18 years older than her. Wow. 18 years older than her. I'm telling you, problem number one was he sought out a 19-year-old when he was 37. That's problem number one. But here's the question that I would like to ask my audience, and please comment below. If you see this on replay, answer it as well. If she went through all of that, or even a part of that, is she not entitled to come after this man and hit him in his pockets? Because we all know the real way to hurt a man is in his pockets. So if he hurts her emotionally and physically and steals all of her young years from her, is she not entitled to something? No, not entitled. Wrong word. Does she not deserve to go after this man for the emotional abuse that he gave her, the emotional damage? Physical damage that was caused onto her, where they said that she's had to pretty much go on, Diddy threw on like little vacations or places so that she can heal before she was seen again. The trauma behind it. She not deserving to go after this man after his money, after he used his money and power to control her.
Sensational.
So that's that. Let me check out what B-Mac talking about real quick. I'm gonna bring this down. I seen this video with Jay Versace. I've never heard of Jay Versace before. But let me see. Jay Versace, and I'm gonna type in Diddy. And the first thing that came up was TikTok. So now I'm gonna bring up the screen share and let's watch this together. And we'll get back to that thing right there. Back to Jay-Z and Cassie. So hopefully it ain't nothing too crazy. Man, which one is it? Is it this one? Diddy, New York. Tell me if that's it, the first one. And then I click that one. Let me come over here. God, come on, mouse. All right. Yeah, Jay Versace exposes Diddy. First of all, let me do this while you tell me that. Who is, let's see, Jay Versace. This looked like a little kid. Jay Versace is known professionally as, or whatever, Jaleel Gunter. Jay Versace is an American record producer and former internet personality. He began posting comedy videos onto Vine as a teenager. Okay. You got to send me that video. Send me that video, and then we'll break it down. All right. So yes, money grab, yes. But if these things were done to her, the trauma behind it will never be able to pay and bring back the time that she lost with Diddy. So she deserves more than $12 million. Okay. Now, there was a point that was brought up that I think we should get to, that my man B-Mac just brought up. Let me scroll to it. This makes me wonder what he did to Kim Porter.
Sensational.
As I said, there's Pandora's box is open. And Kim Porter is the next person that a lot of people in the investigations are looking into. If I'm not mistaken, the NYPD, right, New York, maybe not NYPD, right, but New York, whether it's the federal department or whatever, there's open cases on Diddy right now. There are open cases on Diddy right now. And I think this is all going to expose what happened to Kim Porter. Because I didn't know much about Kim Porter, but I did find it obvious that she was a very young woman and then she passed away all of a sudden. And this was, all I knew was Kim Porter was Diddy's baby mama. It's all I really knew of her. And I just knew that when she passed away, I'm like, it's kind of weird. Like, she was a young lady. I'm like, man, I heard so many nice things about her. But now it also makes me wonder as well, if this is partly true, again, if it's even partly true of what Cassie is saying that was done to her when she was 19 years old all the way up until, 12 years later, makes me wonder what happened to Kim Porter.
Sensational.
You got to remember, money and power can be a very demonic thing for a lot of people. Okay? I mean, even R. Kelly, I mean, I don't mean to hint on it too long, but R. Kelly had a lot of money and power, so he was able to get what he loved more easily, which were younger women, right? And even the parents were feeding him their children because of the money and the power. And so the same thing with Diddy. He's got money, power, he's a billionaire, right? He can control a lot of narratives. And I wonder what happened to Kim Porter. And I think there's going to be a lot more things that come out that are going to get exposed because of Cassie. Do you see where I'm going with this? See, even though Cassie may settle at $12 million and she wanted 30, it's a loss for Diddy. It's a loss for Diddy. Because not just the financial loss, because $12 million probably isn't much to Diddy, okay? But the allegations that he had to submit to are the problem. And so now when other people start coming up after him, eventually he's not going to be able to hold the bridge too much longer before all the information starts coming out. And I think something's going to come out on Kim Porter. Who knows what happened, right? Never mind, I guess he came out a few weeks ago saying it wasn't true. All right. It's all good. It's all good. But I'm just wondering if these things will bring out the truth that happened to Kim Porter. Because you got a man who's hanging people from balconies, who's blowing people's cars up in their driveway, allegedly beating the mess out of his girlfriend, and Young Miami. I'm sure she'll probably come out when she's done getting bored too. I mean, she ain't, off the hook either. And then Kim Porter, there's been a lot of weird things behind Diddy's name. All right. That's all I'm saying. It's way too much. But the fact that you surrendered a day after the lawsuit, you submitted. You submitted to what was being said, and that just means that you would rather the information not come out in full, and you rather just say, "Hey, take the money. Let's not talk about this anymore, and let's move on." But it's not over for you, Diddy. It's not over for you. Bro, this is just the beginning. Watch what I tell you. Why you look at Bill Cosby? Look how old Bill Cosby was before these ladies came out. My man talked about wanting to buy NBC with his money, and all of a sudden women from the 60s who was old as dirt could remember when he put something in his drink and they did something with him. And they took him down. Right? I mean, Diddy, I'm sure, didn't had a lot of interactions. A lot of NDAs have been signed. But people are probably going to start going against those NDAs and bringing them down. So this was a civil lawsuit, not criminal, that Cassie filed. But if she did win this money, it was settled, that's for sure. If the amount is $12 million, whatever amount it is, it was settled a day after. To me, that's being complicit. To me, that's saying I did it. And the court of public opinion is going to think so as well. They're going to think so as well. On the Cold Summer Podcast,
It's gonna be a cold summer.
You are watching the fall of P. Diddy. You are now watching the fall of P. Diddy that now starts with Cassie and ends with him going to prison, possibly. Because the same stuff that they put on R. Kelly, how he ended up getting into there, they're going to use that same strategy on Diddy. Right? Shout out to my man, Twan. Said Bill Cosby was a player. Right? What? Right? Bill Cosby, they did Bill Cosby wrong, man. We had a nice black hero, you know what I'm saying, and Bill Cosby, clean guy. All of a sudden, he wanted to buy NBC, and then they wanted to take him down and bring out all these other women, all these white women, and they started exposing them. Okay? This is crazy. When I first heard about the allegations on this, though, I was like, "Dang, man, that's a lot of." They was talking about the R word, the S assault, physical abuse. I'm like, bro, that's a lot of things at one case. Like, you throwing a lot. And so I sat back, y'all. Because sometimes I like to sit back on stories, right? I can't come out with the story right away now. But sometimes I sit back on a story, gather some information. Before I can even gather the information, I woke up. I said, Diddy settled a lawsuit. I'm like, I didn't even need to gather my information yet. He already settled and said, I'm done. I wouldn't just give her the money. I want to handle this amicably. I can't even say the word. Amicably, whatever. Y'all better scholars than me. Y'all know how to say the word. So to me, I'm like, yo, you mean to tell me this dude said he just go comply? Wow. Most people don't want to give up their money like that, man. But he said, forget it. He said, I'll give it to her. I just give it to her. I don't think that was a smart move, though. Because now everybody else can see, oh, I'm going to get money. I can easily get some money now. Everybody sees that now they can get money from Diddy. So now they go come and get him. So that was it, man. I had to slow cook that because there's a lot to unpack with this story. The fact that it was confirmed that he blew up a man's car, right? Like, how do you go and blow up? How do you find the person to blow up somebody's car in their driveway in LA? And I think Kid Cudi has like a mansion. How do you get somebody to do that? You hanging people from balconies. Wale, it's, allegedly Wale was the person that was hanging from a balcony. It's like, yo, what is going on? And of course, it's portrayed that, like, Diddy's just this businessman. He's just a hard guy. The lady from Danity Kane, y'all remember Aubrey? The cute lead singer. I think she was a lead singer. She said something like, I've been trying to tell y'all about Diddy, and he wanted them to sign NDAs or something for their contract, and they didn't. Diddy was asking her to do sexual favors to Aubrey, but she wouldn't sign the NDA, so she said no. Man, you talk about a downfall. You guys are witnessing Diddy fall. I mean, I don't see this just brushing over. Like, I see this being possibly, like I said, a can of worms, just a whole can of worms. And I don't see how he gets out of this. I don't think, sometimes you could throw money at a lot of situations, but when there's open cases on you in New York, open cases, right? They're looking into them. There's investigations going on against P. Diddy right now. They're after this man. So you already know, like, if it's the feds, and if they own you and they want you, they're going to get you. No. There's no question about it. They are going to find you. They're going to find something to put on you. And guess what? They're going to win. They're going to win because that's what they do. That's the name of their game. So let's see if we can get a little bit more of this, man. And I don't even know how I like to cut my videos when I put them out. I don't even know how I'm going to cut this video because there's so much to unpack.
After she tried to leave him, often punched, beat, kicked, and stomped on her, blew up a man's car after he learned that he was romantically interested in her, forced her to engage in sex acts with male sex workers, ran out of his apartment with a...
He forced her to do things with other men, bro. Like, if this is true, like, it's crazy. And it's a 35-page document. Y'all know that? The lawsuit is 35 pages long of, who Diddy is, what they're suing for, and what they want. 35 pages. That is insane, bro. That's crazy. 35 pages.
A firearm in pursuit of a rival industry executive, demanded that Cassie carry his firearm in her purse just to make her uncomfortable and demonstrate how dangerous he is, introduced her to a lifestyle of excessive alcohol and substance use, and demanded that she procure illicit prescriptions to satisfy his own addictions. By the way, the man whose car Diddy blew up was Kid Cudi, and Cudi has now backed Cassie's claims, confirming through his spokesperson that Diddy blew up his car in 2012. Cassie's...
There y'all go. Can you imagine your car getting blown up? Can you imagine just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got a relationship with somebody and, you don't know nothing about the guy she with for real, And, y'all have an interaction and all of a sudden, like a day later, your car get blown up. You know how pissed I would be? Like, all because you can't find yourself another chick. You a billionaire. You got a hella money. Why you want to control this one? And your car get blown up. How crazy is that?
Lawsuit further described how she met Diddy in 2005 when she was just 19 years old and he was 37. And she alleges that Diddy held complete control of her personal and professional life, making it virtually impossible to escape. She then goes on to describe how throughout their relationship, Diddy frequently beat her savagely. And while these beatings were witnessed by Diddy's staff and employees of Bad Boy, no one dared to speak up against their frightening and ferocious boss. Diddy would also allegedly often remind Cassie that he can cause her serious harm, and he used illegal substances and threats to force her into repeated unwanted sexual encounters with male sex
That's
workers.
crazy.
According to Cassie, these men wore masquerade masks and took substances before they forced themselves on her. She claims Diddy called these arrangements freak-offs or FOs. Cassie also claims,
what the hell is a freak-off? What the hell is it? Now this sound like some mess. Now I'm gonna put my old man voice on. Now what the hell is a freak-off? Y'all out there doing them freak-offs again? Out there, they got them little freaknik. They got freaknik, and now they got freak-offs. So did he call them freak-offs? It's disgusting though, bro. You got people with because imagine who those masked people could have been coming in there, right? Because Holly Weird is just ridiculous, and how they were, people could have been complicit knowing that Diddy up here doing this stuff to Cassie, and oh man, this is damaging.
that over the years she again and again tried to escape. However, every time she did, Diddy's vast network of corporations and affiliated entities found her, threatening that if she didn't come back, she would never find work again. And when Cassie finally managed to escape and believed she was safe, Diddy essayed her in her home while she repeatedly said no and tried to push him away. According to Cassie, even though she's fully escaped Diddy and built a family with her husband, she's still dealing with the physical and mental consequences that Diddy's repeated essay attacks caused her, and she has required intensive medical and psychological care to recover from the trauma she lived through. However, Cassie stated that she can no longer live in silence about what she endured because Mr. Combs remained immensely powerful and immensely dangerous, and she seeks justice for the decade of her life that Mr. Combs took away from her. The lawsuit also mentions Diddy's late girlfriend Kim Porter, who died under mysterious circumstances in 2018, and Cassie recalls how Diddy pursued her even though he was publicly in a relationship with Kim. According to Cassie, everyone in Diddy's circle was too scared to confront him, and she was stunned at how easily he could get others to lie for him. She claims Diddy's employees would follow her everywhere, even at doctor's appointments, and he allegedly had police and doctors on his payroll. According to Cassie, on multiple
It's a lot of allegations. It's a lot of allegations. You know? Twan says, so they basically... I'm not laughing like that. I'm just saying how he said it. But basically, yeah. Diddy basically constructed that. And from what's being said and reported, he would just watch. He would order her to do things with other men, and he would sit there, watch, and even film. There was even footage, I guess, that she had recorded that she thought she deleted, and he brought up on a plane of the video that she thought she deleted as a power play for her to know, like, I still got this footage, right? So if there's any footage of that out there, Diddy's going down. Diddy's going down. Shout out to Roro. Roro says he was very obsessed with her. And you know what? That's the thing too. It's like, sick people are sick people. But what made him so fascinated about her, right? And you can't tell me that she's the only person that he controlled like this. Because, I mean, it sounds like she's the only one he controlled like this. And again, they were, I think we just did the math, was it 18 years apart? So he was 37. She was 19 when they first met. So it was a straight control thing. But he had to have other women like this. I just don't believe that Diddy just had this one woman that he controlled in this form or this fashion. It's a lot of allegations. But by him settling, I mean, if he didn't settle and we was going through it, I might have a different perspective on it. But when you settle after those allegations, I can't rock with it. I now believe that you did it. And if you didn't do all of it, you did some of it. And even if you did some of it, it's bad. And the fact that you use your power and influence to control this young woman is sickening. It's sickening. It's sickening. You know, you got enough power and money to get anybody you want, bro. You don't have to literally break this woman into pieces. She needs more than 12 million, 30 million. You know? Who knows how many opportunities she would have lost, right? This is a beautiful woman. Cassie was pretty talented, right? She had a song that went, it went real crazy. She starred in a couple movies. I mean, who's to say if she wasn't with Diddy that she could have done more? Right? Money is power. And also money and power is where the danger comes in. Because now, if you got a helpless woman who's now young-minded, and now you have money and you got power, and you're afraid to leave, I mean, who knows? I don't know. A lot to unpack. A lot of great things were said in the chat, but like you said, I wonder what happened to Kim Porter. Same question that now a lot of news outlets are asking, what about Kim Porter now? You see what I'm saying? Like now the light starts to get shined and people starting to ask questions about, the Biggie and Tupac situation, which I'm not going to touch on that, because I think they just found somebody that was attached to Tupac's, but Kim Porter and Cassie, it's probably going to be no, not probably. There's going to be a long line of other females that come out. I'm standing on that, right? I'm standing on business that there's going to be a whole allegations list of new people that come out and start suing Diddy. And what you've seen R. Kelly go through, I mean, Diddy's worth $1 billion, not $1 billion liquid, obviously, but he's worth $1 billion. But I think a little bit of what you've seen R. Kelly go through might be the same strategy that they do to Diddy, because R. Kelly lost his traction. He lost his He lost his power when he started losing that record contract and the money dried up. When his money dried up, then they were able to take him all the way down because he didn't have enough money to afford the lawyers and pay people off like he was before. And they might try to do that same thing with Diddy, right? Kim Porter was writing a book, they said. Yes, they did say that Kim Porter was writing a book. She was looking at writing a book, and all of a sudden she got exposed. There's a lot of writing of books happening. This has always been a thing, right? Will Smith's friend writing a book. Jada Pinkett Street's writing a book. Kim Porter was going to be writing a book. So the information was going to be damaging. So, I don't, like I said, at first when it first came out, I gave it a second. I had to, let it digest. But when I seen how quickly this man moved and said, I'm just going to settle, I said, whoa. So that, my friends, is P. Diddy and Cassie. All right. Woo. Let me bring this down. I had to slow cook that one, man. I don't normally do that on my Cold Summer podcast, right? I don't normally do the slow cooking, but we did it today on Cold Summer podcast. Right? Summer. Because it was so much to go through with that Diddy and Cassie situation. It was crazy, all right? The Will Smith best friend and Will Smith, I mean, we kind of knew a lot of that, you know what I'm saying? So we just kind of quickly got to that. But this not going to be the end of it. There's going to be more information that comes out in this settlement. Watch what I tell you. Yeah, they're going to settle on an amount, but I think there's going to be more information that comes. Because I think the reason why Diddy wants to settle is mainly because he wants to shut up Cassie. The main reason. There's probably some type of non-disclosure she has to sign or something when he settles so that that she can no longer talk about it. That's probably exactly why he wants to throw the money out, because it was already told that there was an expiration coming up on the original or this other NDA that Cassie signed. And so before it was up, Diddy tried to offer her money and she didn't take it. Right? Right. Wow. All right. So, man, yeah, this episode is just called mess. You know, we talked about Megan Thee Stallion and how she's a liar. Will Smith, Cassie, and Diddy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Let's talk about this. Let's switch gears real quick. All right? I seen the video. What's his man's name? Let me look up. His name is Austin Dunham Vlogs. Now, I don't know how, but the YouTube algorithm started, throwing out videos. So I was looking at videos, and I don't know if he's a relationship guy for real, because I just looked at it. And something told me to just kind of go through some of his videos. And some of the things he was saying, I was like, okay, it might have been like basic information, but it was good information. And some things he was saying, I was like, But when he said this, I need y'all to stay tuned. Don't leave me. When he said this, I did the Scooby-Doo voice and said, I was like, I know you ain't out here giving this type of advice out here, right? Let's get to it, man. And if he sees it, hey, listen, I'm just reacting. It's fair use. I don't know you. I'm just reacting to what I said. This is content. And so we got to address it here on the Cold Summer Podcast. Let's go.
Here's why every man needs a gay friend. Though I'm a straight masculine man, I am not homophobic. Being friends or even acquaintances with a gay guy is almost like being friends with a woman, except for you're not attracted to them. And perhaps one of the biggest benefits is that they can help you get more women. They can make for some amazing wingman because he can approach the girl for you and her guard will be all the way down. Then he can actually introduce you to her, making that connection for you. Also, since they're usually friends with a lot of women, you now have endless access of those women he could also introduce you to. As long as he isn't trying you in any sort of way, this dynamic can actually have a lot of benefit. And as long as he isn't flamboyant, you can even do masculine things together and be genuine friends. Here's why every man needs a gay friend.
All right, I think we're gonna stop it right there, right? Let me move this this Will Smith thing real quick. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear what this man said? Twan says, let me put you back up on the screen, big dog. He could be a down low brother himself. Listen, this man just said that every straight man should have or needs. No. Not should have. He's saying, this man just said that a heterosexual man needs to have a gay friend. What in the world are you talking about, bro? No way. I am not homophobic by any means. Y'all, if you do what you do, you live your life. But I don't want a gay friend, bro. Like, this is insane. What is a gay friend going to be able to offer me? I don't need him to be a wingman, right? Like if I'm single, right? If I'm single, I'm not, obviously. You see, I got this on right here, right? I need some diamonds in that thing. But listen, there is no need, if I'm single, to have a gay friend. And if I'm married, I don't need a gay friend. I don't need you as a wingman. You can have a regular straight man as a wingman. What the heck is wrong with you, bro? Like, you don't know how your friends can set you up like, hey, bro, I'm going to go ahead and put you on this girl. Hey, this is my friend, X, this is blah, blah, blah. Why do you got to have a gay friend to introduce you? Let's take this a little bit deeper. Let's take this a little bit. when I have a friend, I don't talk to my friend about everything, but I share a lot of things with my friend, right? If I'm single, I may talk about girls I like as my friend. You like men, and you are a man. Why am I going to talk to you about a woman that I like and you like men? And then he says, well, as long as they're not trying you, how do you know if that man who is G-A-Y isn't trying you? Listen, I'm not here to talk bad about the LGBTQ plus community, whatever. I'm reacting to a video. Heterosexual men do not need, and the word need, to have a gay man as a wingman. Is it me or am I crazy? This is not good advice. Right? Oh, godly. He could be friends with Charles Pugh. If y'all know who Charles Pugh is, he was the news reporter. What was it? Channel 2? Ended up going to jail for messing with kids. And he ended up becoming he was gay. Listen, no. This is bad advice. I don't know if this was relationship advice, but this was bad advice. Like a straight man does not need to have a gay friend. In fact, a lot of straight men that I know don't have gay friends. They just don't. A lot of gay people are usually friends with the like opposite sex, right? A lot of times you'll see girls with like gay men, and that's how it goes. But you don't see a lot of straight men with gay men. As far as friends, unless like he said they're on the down low or, maybe they're bisexual or whatever. But this advice is just horrible. Like I said, I don't know if he's a relationship guru, but listen, do not take this advice at all. And I think this kind of goes without saying, but when I seen this come across, and again, I'm kind of scrolling through this guy's, page, and I'm like, okay. He said one thing. I said, okay, that's cool. And I just happened to see this, and I said, what? I said, you out here telling people this? I said, oh boy, you have just discredited yourself once you said this. Okay. Yeah. And again, if y'all want to take this as hate or whatever, take it however you want to, man. I'm just speaking and talking the truth, right? Straight men don't normally have gay friends, right? There's nothing wrong. Like if you are working and you have a coworker that's gay, like, what I'm saying, I've been around gay people and they've even had coworkers that were gay. I have no problem interacting with them. And, if it's work related or whatever it is, do what you got to do. But you're asking me to actually befriend them for them to be a wingman? Like, come on now, you should have enough game yourself to be able to pull girls on your own. And if you're at a party or something like that, your friends can introduce you. You don't need a gay person to give you the inside scoop on her. You could find that out on his own. So, that's that, man. When I heard that, I said, what in God's green earth is going on here? Now, let me give y'all some better relationship advice that I heard, which is this right here.
Do you want to keep a man without him cheating? Because y'all still together don't mean he don't have a mistress. Because y'all still together don't mean he ain't masturbating every day and can't stand being there. He just don't know how to leave your butt. Men need affirmation. Can I tell you, I need affirmation.
We're going to stop it right there. And we're going to get to the rest of it. This is something that I really haven't been able to say because I never really thought about it until he said it. But men do need reassurance. Men do need affirmations is what this is about. Men need to know that what they're doing is being appreciated, right? Men value respect, right? Real men value respect. That's all. And part of respect is affirming a man that, hey, babe, I appreciate what you're doing for the family, right? This is hard for some women to do, right? Notice I said some women. So if you're getting mad at this, it's because you fall into that some women category. Men need affirmation just as much as women need attention and affirmation, right? You tell your man, thank you for going out there and working overtime, and I know it was hard for you. Appreciate you doing that. Appreciate you paying the rent. Appreciate you taking care of the household infrastructure is what I call it, right? The lights, the bills, the water, all that stuff to help that woman be able to operate at home. Thank you, babe. That's an affirmation for a man. And one thing that women just don't get, let me say this one more time. One thing that women just don't get is how powerful they can be when they speak life into a man. Like, affirm him, give him affirmations, tell him great things. There's times where we come home and we are beat. We are not super motivated. And the moment that your girl can come and tell you, babe, I love everything that you've been doing. You've been grinding. You the S, you do everything. You will watch that man literally like the hawk get strength and want to carry on and go further. Because a woman can speak life into a man, right? A feminine woman who speaks life into a man has the incredible superpower that they don't understand that they are missing today by wanting to be masculine. You want to be masculine and you're missing the entire thing. You being feminine, it actually helps that man. We need affirmations. We love respect. That's how men work. That's how we operate, right? Our love is always going to be different from how a woman loves. It always will be, right? Women are more in tune with their feelings and their intuitions, and their love is more, how can I say it? Feeling, right? It's more feel, okay? Men's love is, it's a little bit of feel, but it's more of doing. I'm going to show you why I love you. I'm going to go to work. I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. I'm going to put you in this house. I'm going to put you in this car. It's going to be from me doing. That's how men show their love, and they also want respect. Women don't really care too much about respect unless it's just respecting them in the relationship and not cheating on them. But men want respect even outside of that. But affirming a man is so important. And these women today, your modern woman totally misses how it feels and what it means to take care of a man. And they miss the simple thing of affirming him, giving him an affirmation, speaking life into him is part of keeping him. You speak that into him because we need it too. Women think that, oh, yeah, they just men, they don't need it. We need it just as much as y'all need attention and everything else that y'all need on a daily basis. Give us some affirmation once in a while. It's women out there, and we've had it on the Cold Summer podcast, where women say, I am not going to thank my husband. 2 months ago, we played a video. The woman said, I'm not going to thank my husband for doing this and doing that because that's what he's supposed to do. If I find this other video, we'll talk about it too, where the woman says she doesn't thank her man. This is why y'all can't stay in relationships and y'all stay in and out of them and y'all can't stay married. You don't speak life into them. You just want to nag them all day. And you want to tell them everything that you want. But the moment he steps up and says, dang, I'm tired, you don't even want to lift him up. You want to tear him down some more and tell him everything else that you want to do. So he can go and say, all right, babe, I'm going to figure it out. And he figures it out and you run him down again. Let's get to the rest of this video because I'm getting into it on this Sunday, man.
Every Sunday, when I get through working, when I get through preaching, I ask that girl, how did I do? I don't ask nobody else. I don't ask my children. I don't go compliment seeking. I don't do that because I realize you just can't do that. I'm interested. You don't think I want to know? I work 8-10 hours on one thing. It takes me 10 hours, 12 hours for what I do 40 minutes every week. And then I got to do it again. And you're only as good as your last sermon. A lot of guys don't make you laugh and then make you think, and I work hard to do all of that. And I want to know, okay, your husband may be a plumber.
Yeah.
He may be an electrician. You got to tell him. You got to soothe that ego. You got to affirm him. Every week, I'm like, sometimes you know what I say? I say, baby, we stayed up all night. Because the enemy does this to me. I say, I ain't got it today. I'm going to get through it, baby. Every single week, she come in the office and say, oh, you about to murder. I'm like, no, she said, please, I ain't never seen you not do decent here. Please, you don't even know how not to preach well. Your worst sermons is better than most people. Baby, you're going to be fine. Man, something come over me. I be like, let's get it. Do you want a man?
See what I'm saying?
Do you want to keep a man?
Y'all see what I'm saying? That's
without him.
This is what I'm talking about. This is the type of stuff that I'm talking about. See, these are the conversations people ain't having on YouTube, right? That young platform in their 20s and stuff. They ain't talking about this. They talking about all that materialistic stuff. Real women understand this. They understand this part. They understand that speaking life into him and affirming him and giving him affirmations, he needs it too. You know, you have some women who only want to be fed themselves. They only want the attention, and they will continue to grab everything from that man. That they never once turn their back and look and say, how do I uplift him? How do I make him feel just like a king? It's always, here's my bag, fill up my bag, give me attention, give me compliments, give me gifts, give me lifestyle, put that in my bag, and I keep walking along, and I never think to say, let me give him some affirmations. Let me build him up. Let me go and work and find a way to invest into his business. Let me find out how to be an assistant for him. It's a lot of women, most women, not most women, they just say, me, 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 me. And once I get all my stuff that I want, guess what's going to happen? As a woman, I want more. I want more. This is how it is with women. But what I'm saying here is you got to think, how do I bring my man up? Right? If he's going to be the man to provide for me, to protect for me, to the man that's going to be here with my children, the man who's going to marry me, how do I speak life into him? The reason why I say keep speaking life into him is because you know how many women don't speak any life into their man? They have nothing positive to say. They are all negative. They're all negative and nagging. Right? There's some women that only thing they do is they're negative and they nag, and they never speak positivity and life into that man. The moment he walks through the door, he's mentally drained. That's why he sits in the car for 30 minutes to an hour just before he comes into the house, because he knows as soon as he gets in there, he's instantly unhappy because you don't speak no life into him. Women, if you listen to this, learn to affirm your man. You want to keep him? Affirm him. Speak life into him. Tell him how great he is, right? Let him know that y'all are great together, right? Show him respect, but give him affirmations, just like you want him. This is your man. This is your trophy. This is the person that you got to be with. Don't just run him down. Build him up. Even when you think that he don't need it, you should be telling him how great he is. Yes, babe, you did your thing. Oh, you know what? You always do a great job when you got to do more work. Thank you for keeping the lights on. Or just thank you for taking care of the house, you know. And I love that we can work together, babe. I love that you go to work and you take care of X, and then I pick it up and I take care of this. Thank you. Why can't we do that? There you go, women. Speak life into the man. Speak life into him, all right? So now that is the show. We at the 2-hour mark. We done ran a 2-hour show. That was pretty dope. Yeah, man, that was cool, man. Did a lot of cooking today, man. This is Sunday. It's more of a slow cook. I wanted to take my time. I had to get these videos out because there was so much going on with Diddy and that whole situation. So, I had to put my thoughts on it, man. I'm gonna keep my my tabs on it because I don't think this is the end of it. I think there's gonna be more that comes. My true thoughts is that I really believe Diddy is done. I think that I think the ball is unraveling, and I think that the play here is to attack Diddy's money to where he doesn't have as much money to be able to fight and have as much power, and they're gonna run the R. Kelly play on him. All right, that's just my thoughts. Will Smith, his reputation is straight up damaged, man. It's tarnished. He's a talented brother. You can't take that away from him. Only thing he can do is really just get back to the screen, maybe make a great movie or two, and a lot of people may just, sweep it under the rug because a lot of people, they don't really care about what people got going on in their personal life. If you can entertain them, that's his only way to build himself back on the acting platform. But as far as on the personal end, Will Smith, damaged. People already know it from his best friend. Megan Thee Stallion, Jesus. She has already caused the damage. She's already, threw a man in prison that may not need to be in prison. And she's a liar. She's been lying, caught lying. I don't know. This is a lot of mess, man. That's why I named this show Mess. That's all I name it, right? Man, I'm gonna go ahead and end this show, cut these videos up, and get back to work. I got a short week ahead of me. It's Thanksgiving weekend, but I'm gonna definitely try to pack as much work as I can in these next couple of days. So, let me see what I can end y'all off with real quick. Because that's the end of the show. I appreciate y'all. Let me see. Oh, all right. This is how we'll end it off, right?
Audio Jungle.
All right, man. Sometimes you got to go with the flow of stuff, right? When things start happening, friends start acting crazy and family start acting crazy, jobs start acting crazy, all these type of things, man. Sometimes you just got to go with the flow of things. Figure out, where you want to go, what your destination looks like, but just flow sometimes, right? Sometimes you don't always have to have a plan. You don't always have to, put everything in steps. Sometimes you just got to move through it, right? You don't always have to feel like, oh my gosh, my life is out of control or my life is in shambles because I don't have a plan for this and that. There are times, right? And again, there are times where you could just say, you know what? I'm going to just go with the flow on this, see where it goes. It's okay. All right. And at the end of the day, it will be okay. You will get through it. It won't be the end of the world. Usually it's one event or it's one incident or maybe one day or 1 week, and then you'll be through it. All right. So just go with the flow of things sometimes. All right. And that's where I'm going to end this video off. Because like I say, after every video, that this is chess, not checkers. And I'm going to see y'all at work.
It's gonna be a cold summer.
Peace. If you missed the live show, hit the YouTube and go to the replay. I see y'all at work.